Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you tonight is coming out of the New York Times. The ACLU is defending the NRA against New York actions which infringed upon the First Amendment rights of the NRA. This is something you don't see every day. Let me know what you guys think of this video in the comments below. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. All right, my brothers and sisters, we have got to dive into this because, like I said in the introduction, this is not something that you see every single day. The ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, is not exactly a right-leaning organization. They are typically more on the left end of the spectrum. Even their director is saying, yeah, a lot of people aren't going to like this, but we're going to do it anyway. Check this out. The ACLU has a new client, the National Rifle Association. The Civil Liberties Group says it opposes the NRA and its mission, but has agreed to represent it in the Supreme Court in a free speech case. Now, it opposes everything they're about. It opposes their mission, but they're going to represent them, and they're teaming up as a co-counsel. This is a big deal. Number one, it shows you how bad New York has screwed up. Number two, kind of gets some points for the ACLU that they're actually defending something that is abundantly clear. This was an abuse of the lawfare system through the political spectrum. Check this out. Let's keep going. This came out today, December 9th. The American Civil Liberties Union and the National Rifle Association agree about very little. They are often on opposite sides in major cases, and they certainly have starkly different views about gun rights. But when the Supreme Court agreed to hear the NRA's free speech challenge to what it said were a New York official's efforts to blacklist it, one of its lawyers had a bold idea. Why not ask the ACLU to represent it before the justices? Listen to what they say here. New York has screwed the pooch so bad in their political persecution of the NRA, they're actually going for SCOTUS, and the ACLU is going, New York, could you please back off? Check this out. Quote, it's never easy to defend those with whom you would disagree. But the ACLU has long stood for the proposition that we may disagree with what you say, but will defend to the death your right to say it. Now, like I said, props. If they go through with this, that's actually standing on principle. I support standing on principle. I can accept the fact that the ACLU is standing up for this and not back their entire mission. I can say in this one case that's a good move. But let's continue. Let me show you what they're doing because, again, this is something that points directly to New York. And the NRA has been whether from a fault of their own or fault of New York, they've been politically persecuted by the state of New York. Check this out. Quote, it will be controversial within and outside the ACLU, Mr. Cole said. But if it was easy, it wouldn't mean as much. Quote, in this hyper-partisan political environment, hyper-polarized environment, where few are willing to cross the aisle on anything, the fact that the ACLU is defending the NRA here only underscores the importance of the free speech principle at stake. Again, this is what the NRA has received at the hands of New York State. They jumped the shark so bad that even the ACLU said you can't do this. Listen to this. Goes after their political bias. In a statement, the ACLU group drew a distinction. Quote, the ACLU does not support the NRA or its mission. We signed on as a co-counsel because public officials shouldn't be allowed to abuse the powers of the office to blacklist an organization just because they oppose an organization's political views. Hey, New York, liberals, lefties, gun controllers, when you've gone so far in your political persecution that the ACLU is saying you can't do this based off your political position just because you disagree, you've gone too far, you done goofed. And that's what's going before the SCOTUS. How does it look, by the way, that the nation's oldest civil rights group, the NRA, is partnering with the ACLU? That's the First and the Second Amendment going against the leftists in New York before the SCOTUS. How's that look? Let's continue. Got one more thing for it. According to NRA's lawsuit, Mrs. Volo, this is the New York official, crossed a constitutional line by encouraging banks and insurance companies to stop doing business with the group after the 2018 school shooting in Parkland. The rampage left 17 dead. So she abused her power to say people stop doing business with them because they're evil and they're verboten, and therefore, since I disagree with you politically, I can destroy you from my political office. Yeah, that's twisted. That's messed up. SCOTUS is going to have some fun with this one. But again, constitutional line. Banks and insurance companies to stop doing business. And what's that tell you? And that's what I've got for you guys. What's it look like when the ACLU partners with the NRA? I know, cats and dogs are sleeping together. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And I will see you on the next one.